This is the animated film The Little Mermaid when it was first released in 1989. Then the sequel that was released in 2000. And the 2008 prequel. And this is the new Little Mermaid, a live-action film revealed in a trailer 2 weeks ago, set to be released in 2023. According to entertainment news site Page 6, within days of the movie's debut, the trailer garnered nearly 14 million views and 626,000 likes, but also received 1.5 million thumbs downs, prompting YouTube to disable the dislikes, a number that is now up to 3 million. But just why has this trailer had such a negative reaction from so many people? Of course, virtually all Disney remakes are faced with some level of criticism from fans, but this time it's different. This time the backlash is racially motivated, and quote, transparently racist, according to Forbes. And the source of the anger? The casting of a non-white African-American actress to play the role of the mermaid. Of course, some angry Disney fans took to Twitter to express their opinions on the remake. But it was also met with many supporters who are both in favor of black representation in children's films and who recognize that there is not a set race for a completely fictional mermaid. We sat down with Shepherd University students to hear their thoughts on the new trailer and the creation of more diverse children's films.
I watched it. I thought when I originally watched it, I thought it was very good. Like, it was very well put together. The animation, the graphics, it was great. It wasn't kind of cheesy. Like, they've really come a long way. People have this issue with people of color playing these like originally like white roles that were created, but the thing about these old Disney movies is I've done a lot of research on this. People of color didn't have representation back then, and I don't know. Obviously, I will never know, but I know what it's like to have representation growing up, and even now, because everything back then was white. But I think it's really important for these, even adults, children, everybody now to see this representation, because it would be hard to grow up without any of that. So I couldn't imagine. So I think it's very important to have that.
I'm very excited for it because, The Little Mermaid is a classic, story. So I'm excited to see how directors and producers have added their own twist to it, because that's a movie that came out so long ago. So I'm excited to see it. I feel like it's important for especially young kids because they're the ones that are going to be watching these animations, and I feel like it's extremely important for them to have characters that they relate to and can look up to and enjoy.
I am quite excited for The Little Mermaid, the new one. I'm a big Disney gal, everything Disney. I'm actually planning a trip for Disney in May for my graduation, so I think having diversity and seeing that diversity at a young age will make the younger generation that we have now be even more inclusive, and it'll just teach them lessons that they might not get from their parents, if that makes sense. So parents sometimes won't talk about inclusivity or diversity with their kids, and I think the way that film is so popular, I think that's the best way to get it addressed to the children.
We also asked students if the trailer would have faced the same level of controversy if the gender roles were swapped and Ariel was a man.
See, I still think people would have an issue if Ariel was turned to a man, but I don't think it'd be as much as an issue as much as it is right now, which is the thing that it's really irritating to see, because I've seen these arguments well, there's no way that someone, like a black person, could be a mermaid because this, and that. And I'm like, well, mermaids don't exist. So, there's really no reason to argue against it other than the fact that people are just, unfortunately, very biased. But, yeah, no, I don't think it'd be as big as a controversy if Ariel was a man.
I believe any changes to any classic films are going to be an uproar. So I do believe it will be an uproar for a lot of different communities, but not in my personal community. But yeah, I think it will be an uproar, and I think it's going to be something that people are going to have to start getting used to, because I feel like with the changes in, especially like in new day and age, I feel like there are going to be a lot of changes to try to make classic films and TV shows and different animations that are more relatable for everybody, and whether that be characters of different diversities or different orientations. So I think there's always going to be an uproar when it comes to that, because of people who are used to what we have.
No, I don't think it would be. There's always the stereotype, I feel like, when it comes to women and men in film, and men are more accepted, if that makes sense, than women in film. And I feel like that's how it's been for a long time. So I feel like the controversy of the whole trailer revolving around it wouldn't be as huge.
In the end, despite the trailer's mixed reviews overall, the new Ariel is here to stay, representing another step forward in minority representation in the film industry. Reporting for the Picket of Shepherd University, I'm Ethan Baker.